Important breaking news this morning. China is striking back. In just the last hour, Beijing announced it is now slapping new retaliatory tariffs on all U.S. goods by an additional 50%, bringing the total tax on U.S. goods headed there to now 84%. Just look at your screen. That is after President Trump followed through on his threat to hit China with new tariffs, adding up to a combined 104%. That set in at midnight. So as the two countries now show exactly what a trade war looks like, going punch for punch, here's a live look at how stock futures are looking, and they are down across the board. They were mixed early this morning. Now all the major indices are down. Let's continue to follow this morning. Opening bell, next hour. Investors bracing for another roller coaster ride today. Many of the markets in Asia also took a hit as the new round of Trump tariffs set in. And also this just in, we have first reaction now from the White House, which we will get to in just a moment. CNN anchor and business correspondent Zain Asher has the very latest for us, and she's joining us right now. So with this response from China, one thing in all the things that are not clear, one thing is clear, is China's taking a very different approach than basically every other nation.
Absolutely. I mean, say what you want about reciprocal tariffs that are taking place across the world right now. The canary in the coal mine, Kate, is China, not just because of the 104%. Obviously, that is a huge amount, but it's also the fact that American businesses have had such little time to prepare. This is moving very, very quickly.
Yes.
You think about the retaliatory tariffs, 104% in terms of what Trump is slapping China with, 84% in terms of what's happening vice versa. Xi Jinping, his rationale is, listen, we can afford to wait this out. Why can we afford to wait this out? Because Americans rely on China much more than vice versa. It is the American consumers that are going to suffer because America imports essentially 3 to 4 times the amounts of goods from China compared to vice versa. Also, the Chinese have other ways of protecting their economy, including, for example, boosting domestic consumption. That's one way. Also strengthening regional cooperation. That's another way. There is a fear that they're going to flood the EU with more Chinese goods. That's another factor as well. But they know that it is the American consumer that is going to suffer, and they are hoping that that will force Donald Trump to the negotiation table here.
And it's I was talking to Mark Stewart. One of the things that he was saying is look at the timing of when China also announced this retaliation. That goes kind of a pattern that people have noted with China right before kind of U.S. markets would be opening.
Right.
One could lean on thinking that that is intentional in trying to see, make the hurt as much as possible, or be as volatile as possible. But that's not just the only thing we're looking at today. We've got reaction coming at some point soon from the EU as well. They're voting today on how are they likely to respond?
I mean, yes, so they're voting today. And what's interesting is that in terms of their retaliation, they are responding at this point to the steel and aluminum, or aluminum as you Americans say.
I love you.
Aluminum. I still need to get used to that word. Aluminum tariffs that were imposed back in March. So they're literally 2 sets of tariffs behind. They still need to respond to auto tariffs. They still need to respond on the latest 20% in terms of reciprocal tariffs. Part of the reason why the EU is so slow is that we're talking about a 27-member bloc. So, of course, they're going to take their time. Also, I think what's really important is that they have to be smart. They have to be strategic about how they respond so that it doesn't come back to bite them. They really need to sort of play out the game of chess. So, for example, Donald Trump had initially threatened them with 200% tariffs on EU alcohol if they went ahead and imposed tariffs on American bourbon.
That's right.
So they are deciding today, and it is likely that they're not going to include American bourbon for that reason. That would have completely destroyed French winemakers, Italian winemakers, Spanish. I mean, it literally would have been game over for them.
And putting it that way is interesting because it does add into a bit of, call it chess, or just, there's a little bit of as the Wall Street Journal editorial board had written it, just called Trump's bluff, right? You had the head of the European Commission saying, we propose 0 for 0 tariffs.
Right.
He said no. Now they will have a carve out for Kentucky bourbon. So what does that mean in terms of how Trump responds? I guess it is a very dangerous, very impactful game of chess.
Very dangerous.
Yo, it's your boy Schoolie. Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Schoolie. And today we got some breaking news. China have did exactly what I expected them to do. They have put an 84% tariff on U.S. goods. Now, come on, man. Do y'all think this is smart for Trump to do? Because I do. But I think his ass should have waited and put different things into play before he did that. He should have put better manufacturers. He should have put better minimum wage, because as of right now, the federal minimum wage is 7.25. That ain't nothing, man. He need to put it up to $25, give us better jobs, and help us out, man. I think that's what he trying to do. I believe in the business strategy because you can't be scared of conflict. China been making everything. Look at anything y'all house and tell me, did China make it? They probably made 80% of the stuff in our house, and that's the bad part because now the price is finna go up for us. So what we supposed to do? I agree with what he trying to do, but I disagree with the timing. Now everybody talking about this is a chess move, and I understand chess is my favorite game to play. You hear me? But everything's take time. You have to be able to place the pieces and see where you going. I do see what he trying to do. I do see his next move. But what if it don't work? Everybody else, he say 70 people trying to negotiate with him when it comes to losing tariffs and making things better. I'm with that. But what about China? That was the biggest part. That's like, on the chessboard, that's like the queen. You know what I mean? To really get to your goal, you gotta do something with a queen, which is China for us, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. But when they say hurry up and buy, they really finna mean hurry up and buy. Get the fuck out of our store. I hope all my stuff be the same when at the Chinese spot. I'm stop playing though. But man, this is crazy. Do y'all think this is smart? Drop a comment in the comment box and let me know. Do y'all think this is smart? Me personally, I see the vision. I think it's smart, but the timing, I think the timing is all bad. He probably should have let those companies invest into America first, build the manufacturers under under China nose, and then boom, we ain't mess with y'all no more. I'm trying to see what we gonna do about t-shirts, shoes. We ain't got no sweatshops. Man, it's crazy, but it's your boy Schoolie. Make sure you like this video so I can pop up in the algorithm. It make me want to keep going, and it's a little support for free. Why not? And make sure you share it if you agree with it. Comment, fuck all the other shit. Just comment. Let me know. Let's vibe. Comment. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think it's a good move? Do you think it's a bad move? Me personally, I think it's a good move just at a bad time because we just came out of inflation. We still in inflation shit for COVID. You know what I mean? So I just think it's a good move at a bad time. But it's your boy Schoolie. I'm out. Let's go.